So here we are at the beginning of week 3 of our tadpole diary, and you can see in this little video how much bigger the tadpoles are getting now. So they're still eating lots of that lovely lettuce, that boiled lettuce that I'm putting into the water for them. And you can see as well, if I just pause it here, you can see that's a really nice profile of that little one. You can see how the eyes are developing, and that little mouth of that tadpole is getting a little bit more clear to see. You'll see it even better in a minute, I think. That little tadpole's just doing a little poo, just like the snail did the other week. And as they're swimming past, you can see sometimes, that's a bit of a better one, but if you look carefully on their skin, you can see that their skin is changing in colour a little bit. So rather than just being all black now, they're getting some tiny little white speckles on their skin. And that will help them when they become little frogs. When they leave the water, the pond, they will be able to hide. They can camouflage themselves because they will blend in with their environment where they live. They'll be able to hide in bits of grass and leaves and twigs and bits of wood. Okay, so the next one shows you a little bit more clearly as well how they nibble and eat the lettuce. Just have a little look there at these ones now. This one especially looked like it was really enjoying that lettuce. See a little bit in his mouth there. And also the water flea. You see the water flea here? They're growing a little bit bigger now in the water too. Still too big for the tadpoles to eat right now, but when the tadpoles begin to grow their back legs, they'll probably want to eat a little bit of meat rather than just plants. Quite still at the moment. Off that one swims. I think he's had enough lunch for a while. There's his brother and sister. Don't forget, these eggs were laid by the same female frog, the same mummy frog laid all of these eggs. So these tadpoles in the water are brothers and sisters. You can see their mouths very clearly there, and their little eyes. And then on the next video, because they're getting bigger, I did decide to actually split them into 2 glasses. So we've got 2 lots of tadpoles to look at now. It's a little bit like hull 1 and hull 2. So we've split in half, and we're having a little closer look. It's hard to focus on them now because they're swimming past, they dart past so quickly. There's one of the little snails at the top of that container eating. I think that's eating some of the lettuce too. And then in the other pot, this gets a bit clearer in a minute. If you just wait one tick and have a little look now. So you can see this snail, you can see it looks like green hair, but actually it's algae growing on the snail's shell. And you can see the snail's mouth quite clearly there, and his 2 tentacles, or her 2 tentacles, 2 feelers, and that foot again. That part of the snail is called its foot. See its mouth opening and closing, eating bits of green algae growing on the glass. Oh, hello. That tadpole bumped into him. Some of them are getting rather big now. Every now and then, the tadpoles will go to the top of the water and they'll take in with their mouth a little bit of air, because they have to get used to a little bit of air, because soon they will crawl out of the water, and when they have grown lungs inside them, they will breathe with their lungs. And to get rid of the air, when they just swallow a little bit, in a moment, look carefully and you might see a little tadpole with a little bubble of air. So sometimes you see on cartoons, when you're watching a cartoon with a fish, you can see bubbles going blah, 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 blah. It looks a little bit like that. See if we can catch it. Anytime now. So it's this one here. So you can see he's gone to the top and I think he's taking in a little bit of air there. Watch for the bubble. There. Did you see it? Just here. Look at his eye. That eye's looking a lot more like a little frog now. And those white speckles on his body for camouflage. So there we go. I hope that you've enjoyed the update on the tadpoles from week 3, and on Friday we'll have a regular update. We'll call it Frog Friday. So look out for the next update on Friday. Hope everybody's staying well, and we'll see you soon again on the school YouTube channel. Bye for now. Bye.